Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the October 9th DAC Webcast. I am Shara Savage, the Director of the Division of Assessment and Accountability Support in the Office of Assessment and Accountability. I hope each of you have had a wonderful fall break last week. And for those of you who may be on fall break this week, I hope you're taking advantage of some well-deserved time to relax and to recharge. We have several important topics to cover today, so we will get started. So let's take a quick look at our agenda for today's webcast. We'll start with an introduction to our new Kentucky Summative Assessment Consultant. We are excited to have this new addition to our team. Next, Kristen Roseberry will provide an update on the college admissions exam. After that, Tiffany Christopher will share a few K-Screen reminders. And then Kristen Mullins will bring us alternate assessment reminders, followed by Chris Williams, who will provide us with key information about WIDA access and WIDA alternate access as those testing preparations have begun. And finally, I will close out with details on the upcoming Quality Control Day, including what DACs can expect and how to prepare. So before we get into our content for today, I want to introduce you to Jessica Brumley. She is our new KSA consultant. We are so excited to have her be a part of our OAA family. So Jessica, if you want to come on camera and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jessica Brumley. My background is in English, secondary English. I was teaching at a high school local to Frankfurt, and I taught junior English and AP Language and Composition. So I'm very excited to be learning along with districts about the Kentucky Summative Assessment and hopefully answering any questions that you have.
Thank you, Jessica. So again, welcome. And she is already proving herself to be an asset to our families. So let's just jump into it. Before I turn it over to Kristen, she is going to talk to you about College Board and the SAT. I just want to talk to you just a little bit about that before I turn it over to her. So OAA and College Board will host an SAT office hour to support districts with the spring 2026 administration. The first office hour is going to be on October the 14th from 11 to 12. This particular office hour, and they're having that before the November trainings, is to focus on school setup in the SAT Suite Ordering and Registration System, or the SSOR system, as they'll refer to it. Kristen referred to it. Districts needing assistance can join for guidance and for any questions that they may have. But if you've already completed this task and you're set up successfully in the SSOR system, then you do not need to attend. But I'll let Kristen give you more details. So at this point, Kristen, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Shara. Good morning, everyone. As Shara said, my name is Kristen Roseberry, and I'm a program consultant in the Office of Assessment and Accountability, and I want to provide you with an update about our state administration of the college admissions exam. And so beginning with the 2025-2026 school year, College Board was awarded the contract to provide the SAT for the state administration of the college admissions exam as required by KRS 158.6453. As you know, a protest was filed regarding the contract. However, that matter has been resolved, and the College Board will provide the SAT for the spring 2026 junior state administration. The test window for the state administration is March 2nd through April 10th. Districts will have the flexibility to choose their initial test dates and makeup test dates within that window. However, we do want you to know that the test date that you select will affect when scores are released to students. So if you test between March 2nd and March 13th, those scores will be released to students on April the 2nd. And if you test between the March 16th and the 27th, those scores will be released to students on April 16th. And for test dates between March 30th and April 10th, those scores will be released to students on April 30th. We will have several in-person trainings at our educational cooperatives in the month of November. We released these dates in the Monday DAC email on September 29th. District assessment coordinators, building assessment coordinators, and test coordinators for the state administration of the SAT should plan to attend. Please note, though, that the locations that are in bold have reached their registration capacity. And so if you want to attend training at those locations, you'll need to email me to be placed on the wait list or try to attend at one of our other locations. I will add that after the completion of all of our in-person trainings, a recorded training covering the same topics will be released. And as Shara said earlier, OAA and College Board have partnered to offer an SAT office hour to assist with the getting it signed up in the SSOR system. This will be a live virtual meeting hosted on Microsoft Teams. It will be October the 14th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. And the topic for this office hour will be to assist districts in completing the critical task of school setup in the SAT Suite Ordering and Registration System, or SSOR. School setup and SSOR will be the focus of the office hour, and we are providing an opportunity for districts to receive additional support and ask any specific questions related to this process. Other topics will be shared during the upcoming in-person trainings during November. And so districts that have already completed this survey successfully can consider their setup complete, and it's not necessary for you to attend this office hour. And I think that's all I have, but I want to check with Devin to see if she has any questions before I turn it over.
All right, Kristen, there are no questions about SAT at this time.
Thank you, Devin. I will now turn it over to Tiffany.
Thanks, Kristen. My name is Tiffany Christopher. I'm a program consultant that works with the K-Screen program. We have a few reminders for you guys today. The deadline for districts to enter and submit Bergan's core assessments and self-help social emotional data into the online management system, the OMS, and prior settings data into Infinite Campus is October 15th. Final automated email reminders concerning the OMS and IC will be sent out on October 10th. Final IC data extract will occur on October 13th. Additionally, ensure that data has been entered into the OMS for students who have transferred into the district after the district screening window, but before the state window of October 15th. If you have identified missing students in the OMS, you'll want to refer to Appendix M in the K-Screen Implementation Guide for guidance on resolving missing entries. After reviewing Appendix M, please notify me, Tiffany Christopher, with the student's SSID for any students missing in the OMS. Make sure to not include any personal information such as first name, last name, or date of birth. Please review your district's data carefully and complete any necessary changes before the deadline to support a smooth and accurate K-Screen reporting process. Additionally, any updates or changes in Infinite Campus that impact K-Screen must be completed by Friday, October 10th at midnight in order to be available for the last data extract on Monday, October 13th. At this time, I'll go ahead and check in with Devin to see if we have any questions regarding K-Screen.
There are no K-Screen questions at this time.
Perfect, thank you. Since there's no questions, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Krista with information regarding the AKSA.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Krista Mullins with the AKSA, the alternate assessment, and so I'm going to bring some reminders to you today. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the online training system, or the OTS, and just remind districts that as your teachers are registering in there or as they're logging in, to make sure that they look at their profile and that they update their profile to to reflect their current district, their current school, and the current grades that they teach. As this is the way that the DACs are able to see those teachers in their district if they are associated with the correct district, but also so that when test administration begins, teachers will have access to the videos and animations that they need to administer that assessment. Regarding the attainment task, the AT and the Transition Attainment Record or TAR qualification quizzes, if quizzes do become locked, that is typically after 3 unsuccessful attempts at the quiz. And those quizzes will be unlocked by the system 24 hours after that person became locked. If the teacher continues to take that test and is unable to pass it after 6 attempts, the system will lock them out of the quiz again. And at that point, the system will send an email to the DAC requesting that the DAC review the materials with the teachers. And when the DAC feels the teacher is ready to take that assessment again, the DAC would email me, Krista Mullins, and request that that quiz be unlocked. The quiz certificates, there's a little button that says print certificate. That button will not become active to print the certificate until that quiz is successfully completed. So if you did receive that 86% but maybe missed a mandatory question, that print certificate button will not become active because the quiz was not successfully completed. Moving on to look at the Transition Attainment Record, or the TAR. That training was released on Monday, September 29th, and the quiz opened as well. The qualification quiz will close on Monday, December 22nd. And just as a reminder that's different from years in the past, that the TAR administration begins on Friday, October 10th, which is tomorrow, and it will continue through Friday, May 22nd, 2026. And as a reminder, TAR administration may not begin until that window opens, but also those test administrators must complete all required trainings for that. Students in grades 12 and 14 are able to retake any content area in the TAR that they may not have met benchmark. This is a district decision if you want them to take that. And if a student is retaking the TAR in grade 14, a G code may not be assigned in IC. For districts with those students that are retaking the TAR, you'll go into the student registration database, or SRD, when that opens for district use, and you will add that student in SRD, and then you will email me the student's SSID number so that I can open that for them. And as a reminder, please do not email student names or dates of birth. The SSID is a way that I can open that testing window for them. Just some reminders of important dates. Like we mentioned, the TAR administration begins tomorrow, October 10th. Also tomorrow, the Employability Skills Attainment Record, or ESAR, qualification quiz opens, and the trainings are also released. And then the week of October 20th, you can be looking for the materials for Window 1 for the Alternate Kentucky Summative Assessment, or AKSA. And if you do not receive those materials in district by that Friday, please reach out to me so that we can check with UPS and check the tracking IDs and just see what's going on with those shipments. And on October 21st, you will have early access to this SRD for you to look at your rosters and verify all students taking the alternate are showing up in SRD. If they are not showing up, you'll need to manually enter them. And you can use that SRD manual on the login page if you're not sure how to add them into the SRD. And similarly, on October 29th, you'll have early access to the Career Readiness Database, or the CRD, to also verify and edit rosters in there as well. And so that is everything for the alternate assessment. I want to check in with Devin and see if she has any questions.
No, there are no questions at this time.
All right, thank you so much, Devin. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to my colleague, Chris Williams.
Thank you, Krista. Let's begin. I'm Chris Williams, and I'm the program consultant in the Office of Assessment and Accountability. And today I'm going to bring you some reminders, a couple of reminders for access, for WIDA Access and WIDA Alternate Access. So let's start with those. You know that the window has already started opening. That opened on for ordering materials in WIDA AMS, which is the WIDA Assessment Management System. And here's a link to that if you have forgotten to be able to do that. That will stay open until October 22nd, so you still have lots of time to be able to get in your access orders, your WIDA access orders for not only for access online, but access paper if you need to. And you know, there's very few times where our students will take it on paper. We do have, make sure to order your kindergarten materials. Also make sure to order your WIDA alternate access materials. And another thing to do is to order any accommodated materials of Braille and large print if you need that for your students. And when you're ordering, you always want to make sure that when you go into WIDA AMS and select the administration of Access 2025-2026, and then you're going to order by school. Make sure that you do not choose the order by WWW because that one is for your additional materials. When you look underneath the school, you want to do each individual school by itself and put in those counts for that particular, for the students that you have of your English learners. You also want to make sure that you know, you do not over order your materials because you know, DRC does you know, provide enough overage of materials when you put in those counts. Some of that percentage goes to the district and then some goes to the school as well. So make sure it's what you're needing and not what you don't need. Because we will have an additional order that will be opening up soon after this closes. We will send a pre-ID label file to DRC to also pre-populate WIDA assessment management system for your students. So that way you'll see those pre-populated into testing sessions for our listening, speaking, reading, and writing, except for your grades 1 through 3 students. And keep in mind that, you know, they test listening, reading, and speaking online. And then they have a paper form that they will do for that writing assessment. And even though that they do writing as an assessment, you will still go in and put your counts for online for grades 1 through 3 in WIDA AMS. And also what you want to do is that you do not want to order paper materials for them as well. Because based on your counts, DRC will send you a certain amount of tier A and BC booklets. And so once the student has completed both listening and reading domains, once the window opens in January for access and WIDA alternate access, once that opens and those students have completed both of those, then you will go and get the tier level report in WIDA AMS and be able to see what booklet you need to pull for them for writing. But those students have to complete both of those domains first. Another thing is that during this process, you know, we're always, you know, going through and looking at your counts of students as well. So I do also go in and check your counts of students. So I get those pulled from Infinite Campus. So it's always important that you make sure IC is updated with the current EL students. You can run those EL extract reports and be able to see if there's any errors that are coming up for your students and take care of those before this window closes, because you want to make sure that you have the correct students in Infinite Campus as well as what you're ordering that reflects the order in WIDA AMS. We do have lots of resources too that we have provided for you at the district. to be able to help you with this ordering. Before the window opened on September 26th, we also had in the Monday DAC email the ordering PowerPoint that I did to kind of go through this particular process with you. Also, DRC sent out, Data Recognition Corporation sent out an email prior to that as well before it opened to let you a memo to the district assessment coordinators letting you know that it's open, and it gave you some screenshots and things like that and notes to assist you with that. Also, WIDA also had a webinar also on the ordering. If you didn't see that as well, that is also recorded and underneath the WIDA Secure portal under webinars. And so you can go back and look at all of those particular resources for you to assist you with this particular process. And of course, you can always comment. I'll be glad to walk you through whatever you need at that point as well. So take advantage of those resources because they're going to assist you and help you with that. Another thing is that I want to remind you is the WIDA, underneath the WIDA Secure portal, not only can you get to the webinars, but you can also get to all of the assessment trainings. And so those are all available, the WIDA Access and WIDA Alternate Access trainings opened up September 1 of this year. You notice that our screener trainings are on a different schedule than our assessment trainings. So our screener trainings always start July 1 for the WIDA Screener Online and WIDA Screener Kindergarten. And then for our WIDA Access and WIDA Alternate Access, those always start September 1. And this year we had a little bit of change with our kindergarten training, and that opened up September 29th for once you're going to be administering that. Please make sure that you as a DAC and BACs are making sure that all your test administrators are going in and taking the necessary quizzes that they're going to be administering for your students this year, and make sure that those quizzes are on file in your district office, because that's always important to make sure that those are done prior to the testing window in January. So if you have any questions or you need accounts, always check with us, and we'll be glad to assist you in that particular piece as well. Also, there's also professional development too on that WIDA Secure portal too, that you also can take advantage as a district. Those are free to you, and always make sure those are year-long trainings that you can do, those self-paced workshops that you can go in and do at your leisure. Please take advantage of those because they have lots of things to help you at the beginning of the school year with your students of not only, how to welcome your students into the classrooms and get them off to a great start and getting to know your students, but also to help you, for not only your EL teachers, your English learner teachers, but also there are things for your special ed teachers as well. And there's also for your content areas teachers who may have those students in on a regular basis in their classrooms. So please take advantage of those. Those are going to be important to you. And I do appreciate all you all do. I'm sorry, that I was out a lot in September with vacation, and then also with WIDA trainings. I did do their subcommittees and then also went into their forms review. So I'm back, and I'm glad to be back with you and to support you any way I can. And thank you all for all you do for our English learners. And let me know if you have any questions. At this time, this concludes this particular part. Devin, are there any questions that you have for me for this?
No, Chris, not at this time.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn it over to my wonderful colleague, Shara, who's going to give you some updates on Quality Control Day. Shara?
Thank you, Chris. Yes, Quality Control Day is scheduled for October 23rd. You know, we've been saying tentative, but we've moved from tentative to scheduled now for October 23rd, running from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So that will be on Eastern Time. We are working to update the QC Day resources for you, which we will share in the next 2 Monday DAC emails. So please watch for those updates. These resources will include detailed guidance and tools to help you prepare for the review process on Quality Control Day. So let's talk about the purpose of Quality Control Day. The focus is reviewing the accountability data, particular the color ratings, indicator data, and those federal classifications. This is the final step in the quality control process before public reporting. And the purpose of QC Day is to review school and district data prior to public release. DACs will first look at their school and district accountability data to find any big issues for overall issues. On that day, other school and district and state information will not be visible. However, DACs will review their school and their own district data for big issues that could impact multiple schools. Now is not the time to make individual student changes. Those changes occurred during August, during that fall data review. Once the data is released publicly, schools and districts will have another opportunity to make individual student changes. So again, for the purpose of QC Day is to improve public reporting and identify any big issues that could potentially impact multiple schools or districts. For an example, from a previous Quality Control Day, there was an error in the programming that excluded all students who participated in the alternate assessment program. So your thorough reviews helped us identify that issue that was impacting multiple schools and districts. So we appreciate your time and effort during the Quality Control Day. During the fall data review, the district and building assessment coordinators had the opportunity to review the individual student data, as I said earlier. That step in the quality control process prior to public release. Therefore, this Quality QC Day, Quality Control QC Day, is another step in achieving a more accurate public reporting of the data. And as we said, Quality Control Day focuses on the accountability data. This will be the first time you will get a look at and see your color ratings. So at this time, Devin, I'm going to stop to see if we have any questions.
No, we have had no questions come in regarding QC Day.
Okay.
We have had a couple come in about SAT.
Okay. All right. Well, I invite Devin or Kristen to come back on, and she will address those good questions for you.
All right, Kristen, the first one that came in is a little bit more specific. So I'm going to go ahead and forward that to you to answer directly.
Sounds good. Thank you, Devin.
And the second question that came in asks, when do we have to decide our test dates?
Okay, so with College Board and SAT, it's a little different than we have done in the past, and you don't have to select a test date, at least not one that you submit to College Board. The window is open the entire time, unrestricted, and so all you need to do is make a plan for when you would like to test and administer the test anytime during that window while it's open. So whatever suits your school or district the best is what we want you to do. And the only reason why I gave you the 3 options on the dates is so that you knew that if your students tested between those certain dates, that's when they would receive scores. So you don't need to choose that you can choose that based on when your students receive scores, but you don't have to. When you do complete the school setup survey, it does ask for you to give a projected test date in there, but that is not a commitment. It's just so that College Board kind of has an idea of when you're thinking you might test. But if that changes, between now, when you're completing your setup survey and then when you test, that's not a problem at all. So thank you, Devin.
You're welcome. No further questions have come in.
Okay, so I want to remind you that our next DAC webcast will be November the 13th at 11 a.m. And if you're watching this recorded, or after we conclude, you think of a question that we didn't address here today, feel free to send us an email at dacinfo@education.ky.gov. And at this time, we'll conclude our webcast. And until we meet again, take care and remember that OAA is here to support you.